pass complete. First on to Isaac Collins. And that may be trouble. Tonight. 4-3. Lincoln Orr shall break away. And she'll slide in under. And speaking of Braden, we talked him into existence. He'll dump it off. It's a lot of good athletes. This is the Gramstar Sports Network. We are live. We are here for the third round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs. And the atmosphere here is rocking here at Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy. As you're with us here on the Gramstar Sports Network, we're glad you're with us wherever you may be tuned in. Kevin Hensley with you here on GramstarSports.com. This is the third round of North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A Women's State Playoffs, and we're glad to be bringing you another night of Robbinsville basketball. The Lady Knights are in the locker room. We're about 10 minutes away from tip-off, and we're just about set to go here in just a few moments, but we wanted to thank all of you for being with us. I want to let you know we are here, we are live, and we're very privileged to be bringing you Lady Knights Athletics one more time this season here on GramstarSports.com. That's Lexi over here in the corner. She'll be doing photos for us tonight. I'm Kevin Hensley with you here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We're glad all of you have joined us on this Saturday evening. We'll be back in just a few minutes as we get closer to tip-off. We'll have opening introductions. We'll have the starting lineups. We'll even take you back to this past Thursday night when the Lady Knights were in Somerville and picked up a huge second-round victory over Bethany Community School. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank all of you for joining us here on GramstarSports.com. It is the third round of North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs, and you're watching them right here on the Gramstar Sports Network. It is Robbinsville and Thomas and Jefferson Classical Academy, and we got you the number one seed in the 1A Western bracket, the hosting Lady Gryphons against the Lady Knights. You see the record on the screen, not indicative of exactly how things went the other night at Bethany Community School. How did things go? Well, the Bethany Community School Lady Wolverines were the number 8 seed. That didn't seem to make much of a difference for the Lady Knights. Let's take you back to how things played out in Somerville on Thursday. Robbinsville entered as the number 9 seed, as you saw on your screen just a moment ago. But from the opening buzzer, or the opening tip, I should say, it was all Robbinsville from the get-go. You see on the screen the scoreboard in the top corner. That's not a typo. That's not an error on the scoreboard. It was 21-2 after the first quarter. The number 8 Wolverines were just absolutely dissected from the word go. You see head coach Brooklyn Lester in the screen, and you see the enthusiastic Lady Knights just picked apart the Wolverines, held them to 18 points for the duration of the contest. And by the fourth quarter, it was time for some of the up-and-coming stars. Emery Beasley there on the screen coming in, and Tierra Welch, and they closed out a 52-18 victory before it was all said and done. Novi Dutcher and Hazley Driver closing out things in the final seconds to bring home a huge second-round statement for these Lady Knights in the second round of the state playoffs. So Robbinsville now in the Sweet 16, as we call it here in North Carolina. 6 rounds in the playoff bracket, of course. Robbinsville received a first-round bye. Thomas Jefferson defeated the Blue Ridge Bobcats, a familiar team to some of us here in Western North Carolina. That is, of course, the school in the Little Smoky Mountain Conference. They play in Cashers, and picked up a 61-29 victory here on Thursday in this very gym. So you see the Lady Knights on the court now. They are warming up, and we are about 2 minutes away from tip-off, it looks like, or 2 minutes away.
This time, introduce the starting lineups for both teams. First, we begin with the visitors from Robbinsville. Number 3, Abby Ware. Number 10, Daly Chickenham. Number 12, Daly Phillips. Number 44, 50, Lucan. Number 50, Jackson Chickenham. And now, the starting lineup for you. Number 4, Savannah Wall. Number 12, Samara Jones. Number 21, Sarah Harlow. Number 23, Hannah Gilton. And number 35, Abigail Hargrove.
All right, fans, back with you. We are set to go here for the not one, two, but third round of the 1A women's playoffs here in North Carolina. Opening tip comes at 6:02 p.m. And off the opening tip, Landout's going to have to contend with a lot more size on the inside than they did the other night. And it's a junk ball. Robbinsville will have possession. We are underway. That is Abby Ware under the basket. That will be inbounding it for Robbinsville. First quarter action underway. Chickalilly coughs it up. Thomas Jefferson will recover. And a rebound by Zaylee Chickalilly. She flies up the floor. Quick pass to Abby Ware. Inside. Turns. Fires. It's in for two. And the Lady Knights strike first. It's 2-0. Short and sweet pass inside. Nothing doing. Zaylin Phillips will get the rebound. Drives to the other end. Shot off will be off the right side of the rim. Rebound for Abby Ware. No dice. Zaylin Phillips gets the second chance. From the corner will be off, and it'll be off last touched by Abby Ware as we try to catch our breath here on GramstarSports.com. 30-second timeout call by head coach Sonny Key. We'll be right back. Here, third round of the state playoffs. We'll get it right in a moment. Number 35 goes in for a shot. It comes up empty. Bentley Riggins is tangled up. And an offensive foul is called on number 35. That's Abigail Hargrove, I beg your pardon, for the Lady Gryphons, the number one seed in the 1A Western bracket coming into tonight's matchup with a 21-5 mark on the campaign. Ware comes out with the ball. It's plucked off at half court. And the Gryphons drive in and finally get on the board. Samara Jones will get the basket. It's tied 2-2. And Robbinsville almost coughs it up again. Rolled to Chickalilly, who will try for three, and she'll drain it. Nothing but net. 5-2 Robbinsville. A lot of exciting action here in the early going. And all of you are with us this evening here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Thank you for supporting our efforts, bringing you Robbinsville athletics. We used to have a motto that said all season long, but obviously that's been changed this year for a variety of reasons that we won't get into tonight. How about Zaylin Phillips with a steal on the inbound? Zachlin Chickalilly to Abby Ware, and the ball is interrupted. Ware last touched it, trying to maintain possession. 2 rebounds and a steal here in the first quarter for Zaylin Phillips. And the Gryphons are in for a 5. Ball coughed up. Zaylee Chickalilly. And a quick interruption. Ball's picked off at the pass. Abby Ware will come down with a steal. Junk ball called. It will be Robbinsville's basketball, however. Inbound to Zachlin Chicklilly. Zaley flying up past the scorer's table. Guarded closely by Sarah Hargrove. Now trying to slow things down for just a moment. Zachlin Chicklilly to the corner. Pass to Zaley for three, and it's good. I tell you, fans, I said it during our last broadcast against Murphy. When Zaley Chicklilly gets in the zone, she is hard to stop on the exterior. Give the assist to her sister, Zachlin. Robbinsville looking good here in the early going. 8-2 here in the first quarter. Now the number one Gryphons reeling. 4:26 to go in the first period. Nice behind-the-back pass back to Ware. And that one is blocked decisively by the 6'4" junior center, Abigail Hargrove. You can't teach 6'4", fans. Zaley Chicklilly with a quick save on a terrible pass. There's no good way to save that. And the foul is called. Phillips will go to the line. We called the pass on Abigail Hargrove. Zalyn Phillips to the line, shooting two. And she will make her first points of the night for Miss Phillips, who has 2 rebounds and a steal to this point, and now is 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Robbinsville's 2 bigs are back, as well as number 4, Savannah Way, is back at the foul line. 1 for 2 trip for Zalyn Phillips. Quick break back up the floor for Thomas Jefferson. They'll get the basket and draw the foul, and 1 forthcoming for number 12, Samara Jones. Thomas Jefferson trims it down to 5 at this juncture. 4:02 to go here in the first. Robbinsville's locked in. 3-point play complete. It's still a 4-point ball game. Zalyn Phillips for 2. Can't get the job finished. Rush the layup. And number 21, Sarah Hargrove, will take the ball up the floor. Hands it off. Double team action. And they're going to overturn the call and be a wide inbound. Samara Jones will duck it in. Corner 3 attempt is going to be off. Bentley Riggins gets her first rebound of the night. How often do we go 4.5 minutes into a quarter before saying that? Riggins usually a rebound machine. Robbinsville's power forward. Zachlin Chicklilly for 2. Still for Phillips, but she can't hold on to it. Excuse me, Zachlin Chicklilly gets entangled. Pardon, a little stuffy in here tonight. 11-5, 3:09 to go in the first. Rebound, nothing doing. Zalyn Phillips with a steal. Chicklilly up the court. It's off. Chicklilly still going. And nobody there contested as she misses the layup. Zachlin Chicklilly up the floor to Abby Ware. Bentley Riggins waiting. It's overshot. Ware with the rebound. Nothing doing. Ball's out. Last touch by Thomas Jefferson. Oh, my. Woo. So many moving parts. Chicklilly overshoots the shot in the middle. Bodies on the floor. Zachlin Chicklilly, or Zaley, excuse me. There's Zachlin. Back to Zaley. That one's off. Riggins tries to clean up the trash and draws a foul. 2:19 left here in the first. Foul goes against Samara Jones. Riggins makes her first. 12-5, Robbinsville. And misses her second. It's off the front of the rim. Robbinsville up by 7 here in the first quarter. Lily again with the quick rebound. Hands it off to Zaley to push the tempo. Here's Zaylin Phillips for 2. 14-5, Robbinsville. And the shot won't drop, but the foul will. I believe I'll send him to the line for a shooting attempt. $1:47 to play here in the opening stanza. And the first shot is off the back of the rim. And now it's creating all kinds of chaos here in the third round of the state playoffs. And it's a 1-for-2 trip. Thomas Jefferson now trails by 8. Phillips to Chickalilly for 3. It's off. And Zaylin Phillips for the rebound. Now 3 in this quarter for Miss Phillips. Riggins thought about a jumper. He changed her mind. High pass to Abby Ware. And Zachlyn Chickalilly will get pounded to the ground. Hard foul. No foul call, but Abigail Hargrove will get charged with touching it last. Robbinsville will have the inbound. And Phillips to Zaley Chickalilly, finally a behind the back is called. I don't think they really call it that anymore, but that's more or less the foul on Savannah Way, junior shooting guard for Thomas Jefferson. Inside feed to Riggins. Nothing called. And a junk ball on the inside. And it will be Robbinsville basketball. Our friends from WLOS have joined us here tonight as well. They just walked in. So I guess we'll have some highlights at 11:35 with Chris Womack and friends on WLOS News 13 out of Asheville. And a bad pass from Phillips. She got stumbled as she tried to pass it. And that one's overshot. Foul called. 56 seconds to play. Robbinsville is just running circles around the Gryphons. And the first shot's off the backboard. First one's a second one, I beg your pardon, also misses. Chickalilly's pass is picked off by Hannah Yelton. Thomas Jefferson still trying to find some open room. Yelton comes back in, is open, and drops a layup. I trims it to 6. Phillips for 2. It's picked off high. And they're going to call an offensive foul, I believe, on Zachlyn Chickalilly, and they are. Robbinsville still up by 6. here in the first quarter. Robbinsville's got experience going on the road and defeating the number 1 seed in the playoffs. In fact, the Lady Knights did so in 2022. And looks like, careful, Sarah Hargrove lost her glasses on the drive. They seem to be all right. No optometry visit required. 19 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Paige Gross tickle underneath me. Sorry about that. Yarborough, it's off. Yelps, I beg your pardon. There's Wade for 3. It's off the top of the... Guys, it hit the top of the rim. They didn't even catch that. I apologize. I don't usually say anything to the officials. Chickalilly rebound. Closing seconds. Bella Coates tried another 3, which she got the other night at Bethany Community. This one comes up empty. 14-8 Robbinsville. As we go to quarter number 2, you're watching the Gramstar Sports Network. And welcome you back for the second quarter of the third round of the state playoffs. Pass inside to Bella Coates. Back out to Zaylee Chickalilly for 3. No dice. And that's how we resume action from Mooresville, North Carolina. We are just about 15 miles outside of Shelby as we can peek through a clear day in the sky and see the outline of Charlotte in the distance. Kevin Hensley with you here on GramstarSports.com. 3-point shot by Hannah Yilton as the number 1 seeded Thomas Jefferson Gryphons have cut the deficit now to 14-11. And a foul is called on Savannah Way as she bumped Miss Coates from behind quite viciously. I know it may not have been too intentional, but nonetheless it happened. And there you go. And that one's coughed up. Gryphons have it. Rebound by Zachlyn Chickalilly. Here comes Robbinsville. Daly across the horn to Zaylin Phillips for 2. It's in. Daly Chickalilly does such a good job of reading the floor, does what a point guard needs to do. She scans the floor so good, like a quarterback needs to be. And a horrible pass outside. I think she was trying to get it to Sophie Bell, senior wing, but that's as far as that got. That gives Zaylin Phillips 5 points in this ball game. 16-11 is your score with 6:26 to play before the break. Aaliyah Wolf now in the game for Robbinsville. Her first appearance of the night. She checked in for Bella Coates a moment ago. And that one under pressure from Sarah Hargrove. Chickalilly back to Zaylin Phillips. Novi Dutcher also now in the game for the Lady Knights. Zachlyn Chickalilly going for 3, and she drained it. How about that? Robbinsville now back up by 8. Lady Knights at a 9-point advantage. In the first quarter. So it's not out of the question. They could build an even higher one here. Zaylee Chickalilly fighting for a rebound as she got it. Novi Dutcher tries to run down the loose ball. She does. And it's off. Rebounded by Zachlyn Chickalilly. Zaylee to Zaylin. And another. I believe that one was for 2, and it was. Score should be 21-11. They've only got 20 on the board for Robbinsville at the moment. They've got it right, though, here on RamstarSports.com. 10-point lead for Robbinsville at the moment. Aaliyah Wolf bringing up the floor after the rebound by Zaylin Phillips. And that is off of Wolf's foot. Foul is called. Maybe they changed Chickalilly's 3 to a 2. I'm not sure what happened. We'll change it back for now and check the score at halftime. How about Zaley? 4th three. That one's undeniable. 3 threes for Zaley Chickalilly here in the first half. Robbinsville is cooking. Another rebound for Zaley Chickalilly. And that layup won't drop. Zaylin Phillips steps out of bounds right in front of the Robbinsville bench, says the official. Laying out its lead by 12. And a nice layup for a bucket by Samara Jones. 3-point play will look to be finished out here. Leah Wolf out of the game. She'll take a breather. Abby Ware back in. And she'll get the job done. And they try to pass to Zach Chickalilly inside, but nothing doing. Novi Dutcher to Zaylin Phillips. And it's like a timeout has been called by Brooklyn Lester. And the Robbinsville Lady Knights will step aside here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Back live, it'll be an inbound for Robbinsville. Abby Ware to Zaylin Phillips. Back to Zaley Chickalilly. Make that 4 threes for Miss Chickalilly here in the first half. You don't guard her, you're not going to stop her. Rebound will go eventually into the hands of Aaliyah Wolf. There's about 10 different fingertips. Screen set by Zaley Chickalilly, nicely done. Still working the exterior. Travel called. It'll be Thomas Jefferson basketball. Rebound by Zach Chickalilly. Thomas Jefferson is caught off kilter, to say the very least. 14 points are in the first half for the number 1 seed in the West. This is eerily similar to how Robbinsville upended the number 8 seed on the road Thursday night. But they can't get relaxed. Jump ball called. Robbinsville will inbound. It'll be Abby Ware to do the deed. Aaliyah Wolf is blocked in a mighty way by the 6'4" Abigail Hargrove. 2:22 left to go before halftime. Samara Jones, the point guard, another senior for these Lady Gryphons. Foul called on the inside. They called on Zaylee Chickalilly for Robbinsville. At the end of the first quarter, the Robbinsville Black Knights are trailing the Thomas Jefferson Gryphons at home 13-12. Bella Eddings is keeping track of that for us and getting pictures. Back in Graham County, 1 of 2 trips to the line for Abigail Hargrove. Jacqueline Chickalilly again. It's off. Rebound cast out. So it'll be an inbound for the Lady Gryphons. Three-pointer for Savannah Way. No good. Rebounded by Leah Wolf. And that one's off. Last touch by Miss Wolf. Gryphons inbound. 1:33 to go before the break. Third round of the state playoffs. And believe it or not, fans, Robbinsville wins this game here tonight. There is a chance they could host the fourth round or 3-point shot, I beg your pardon. Hannah Yelton, for Thomas Jefferson. And a hard foul. Yelton just drives Zayla Chickalilly into the ground. Boy, these Lady Gryphons are very physical. And the fans here from Graham County have been letting the refs know about it all night long. 1 minute left to play. Chickalilly 3 after a couple of dribbles and nothing doing. Abby Ware will gladly take the rebound, her third of the night. Novi Dutcher to Zaylin Phillips as Robbinsville is trying to find an opening on the interior. Nothing yet. And Zaylee Chickalilly will run into Abigail Hargrove. And a big knee to the sternum. She's played Lady Royals ball for years, though. She will be just fine, don't you worry. Chickalilly corner 3 attempt, nothing doing. Zachlin back out to Zaylee as the Lady Knights continue to round the world here. Inside pass, no dice. And a junk ball. Zachlin Chickalilly staying in there. Big play for Robbinsville. It will be Gryphons basketball. .27 seconds left to go before the break. On to 3. And it's good. Hannah Yelton continuing to pay dividends. Thomas Jefferson trails by 5. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Chickalilly tries a desperation 3, but it'll be off the backboard. Robbinsville will enter the locker room with a 26-21 lead over the number 1 seeded Thomas Jefferson Lady Gryphons. We'll be back in just a few here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Well, fans, we're back with you for the second half of play from Mooresville. Kevin Hensley with you here on GrahamStarSports.com. Glad all of you have joined us here on Saturday night for the Sweet 16 of the state playoffs. Robbinsville leading 26-21 at the pause. Lady Knights have them on the ropes here, as they say, in the third round of the postseason. Ball goes out of frame. Being told my camera person, Lexi Anderson, seems okay. She's under getting some photos for our photo site, which we've promoted a few times, geosnapshot.com/Grandstars Sports. We'll have photos from this game on our site later tonight. Bella Eddings is at the boys matchup, where the Black Knights trail Thomas Jefferson at Graham County's school, of course, Robbinsville. 29-24 at the break is the last score update we received. So another 5-point game at the pause. That pass is broken up, and the Gryphons can't catch it in time. It'll be a Robbinsville inbound under its own basket. We'll have those photos for you, hopefully on Monday on our photo site. Been generating a lot of interest on that site, and we thank you guys for helping support us here as a local business. Offensive charge is called on Samara Jones. Daly Chickley not afraid to take a little bump for the team, so to speak. 7:01 to go here in the third quarter. And we got a junk ball. Robbinsville will have possession. Much shorter trip than we had on Thursday night for the second round game at Bethany Community School, where Robbinsville traveled 4 hours and change. Tonight's drive about 2.5 hours from Graham County. Foul is called. There'll be a 2-shot foul coming, it looks like, for Miss Jones. And they're going to call it on Abby Ware. Another senior for Robbinsville. And Jones's first will be off the basket. Gryphons have not looked good at the foul line tonight. That may be to their detriment. This may be a tied ball game right now if they had hit all their foul shots so far. And that one's off as well. Bentley Riggins gets what is just her second rebound of the ball game. And Phillips' jumper, she'll rebound her own mistake, try to clean it up. Another junk ball called. It'll be Gryphons' possession. Beg your pardon me, Robbinsville possession, excuse me. And Blair will inbound it. Broken up. And they're going to say Riggins was the last one to touch it, as she strongly disagrees, and so does some of the fans from Graham County as well. Foul called off the layup attempt. Daly Chickley rang up on the infraction. No points yet here in the second half for either side. That away, we'll try to change that for Thomas Jefferson. And the first one will be off, as you see the frustration on the court for the Lady Gryphons. And that one's off as well. Rebounded, however, by Sarah Hargrove. She gets open and misses it. Zachlyn Chickalilly with the rebound. Miss Chickalilly has 7 rebounds in this ball game tonight. Daly gets hers broken up by Sarah Hargrove around the side. It'll be a Robbinsville inbound. Abby Ware is going to take it and inbound it. Head coach Brooke Lester down here below us calling the play. And it's all net for the freshman point guard, Daly Chickalilly. That's 5 from outside here tonight. Junk ball called. Should be Griffins basketball, and it is. Griffins will inbound it. Point guard Samara Jones will head to the outside to inbound it. Abigail Hargrove drives inside, just plows over Bentley Riggins, and that's an offensive charge and a half. Riggins have been standing there and set up camp, had a picnic and everything going. And Hargrove just plowed her over. You can't do that. She's in foul trouble. They're going to sit her for a while. That's a huge advantage for Robbinsville to not have that 6'4" center presence on the court. Bad pass, though. You can't be making those in the third round of the state playoffs. Jumper for two will be good by Sarah Hargrove. And Thomas Jefferson now down by 6. 2 in response for Miss Phillips. Zaylee Chickalilly will get the rebound. Roseville continues to maintain an 8-point advantage. I had a 5-1 at the buzzer, of course, but was up by about 8 or 9 for much of the second quarter. Three-point attempt is good for Miss Jones. And the Griffins now down by 5 once again. Three for Phillips is overshot. And as she tries to grab the rebound, so did Bentley Riggins, and it'll force it out. Savannah Wade will inbound it. Here's Samara Jones. And away for 2. She'll get the floater in, and Robbinsville suddenly is down, or up, I beg your pardon, by just 3. 3:45 to play in the third quarter. The Griffins have come to life. And a timeout is called by the Lady Knights. Thomas Jefferson has thundered back to a 31-28 deficit here on GramstarSports.com. Back live with 3:42 to go here in the third quarter. It is 31-28. Riggins will take the pass back out to Ware for 2. It's off. And deflected by Riggins. Stolen by Chickalilly. 2 for Phillips is good. Huntsville gets a little bit of breathing room, up by 5 again. Three in response. And it's a long one, and it is good. And suddenly the Griffins trail by 2. Here their head coach during the timeout, Sonny Key, telling them about to pick up their game here in the playoffs, playing as the number 1 seed. And forced out of bounds. Ball was just coughed up and stolen. And no whistle blown. And they're going to call the ball last being touched by Thomas Jefferson. Chickalilly with a quick pass to midcourt where Zaylin Phillips was waiting. Here comes Chickalilly inside. Quick cleanup by Billy Riggins for 2. Riggins looking a little more Riggins-like. That's 4 rebounds tonight for Miss Riggins. Foul on Abby Ware. Jones will go to the line. And the first one will drop in. Going to be a nail-biter ball game here, fans. You hope to expect that at least when you got the number one seed in the playoffs. 2-for-2 trip for Miss Jones. 2-point ball game again. Robbinsville still out front. And that pass broke it up to Riggins on the inside. Savannah Way will interrupt the proceedings. And they'll try it again. High shot. Foul called. It is on Taylor Bell, number 15. A 6'3" post for Thomas Jefferson. Zachlyn Chickalilly will take 2 attempts at the foul line. Her first attempts tonight. She'll miss her first. Bad pass, and the proceedings are interrupted on the other end as there was a lot of conjecture about that series at the foul line from the Robbinsville faithful. 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Still a 2-point ball game. Ball bounces off. And a jump ball is called. It'll be Robbinsville inbound. Abby Ware will take care of that. 1:38 left to go. Ball passed right away to Thomas Jefferson. And how about that block for Zaylen Phillips? They called a block. Someone was going to call a foul, and they called a clean block on it. Good deal. Thomas Jefferson fans are not all about it. Zaylen Phillips will get the block stat, and that is the end of the way. Anna Yelton on the 3 again. She's been dangerous outside tonight. It's off. Rebound. Wolves got it. And Robbinsville needs to settle things down here, and they're going to do just that. Buck 7 left to play in a hectic third quarter. Wolf for 3 is off. Gryphons have it. 52 seconds and counting left to go. Hillary strips it. A junk ball is called after she gets loose with it. Okay. 40 seconds left to play. That one goes into the front row on the other side of the court. Abby Ware will step out of the game. Inbound coming for the Gryphons. Yelton around the world and overshoots it. Putback no good. Take 3, also no good. Take 4 is also off. My goodness. Yelta's got it again. Not for a lack of effort from Robbinsville. They just can't reach over the limbs. And finally, a foul is called. 12 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Black Knights trail 50-41 in the boys matchup at home against Thomas Jefferson right now at the end of the third quarter. So the Black Knights are in a 9-point hole in Graham County. They are the number 1 seed in the West on the boys' side of things. 1 out of 2 is the docket. 1-point ball game as a result. And Thomas Jefferson almost had a shot at the lead there, but that one is broken up. Short time. Zaylee Chigley trying to make something happen. Bentley Riggins at the buzzer with a layup. That'll give Robbinsville a 3-point lead to carry into the fourth quarter. We'll be back with it here exclusively on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fourth quarter, despite what the scoreboard says, there we go. We're live, and we're here with you from Mooresville. This is the third round of the state playoffs. And Aaliyah Wolf's going to start off with a 2-point jumper that'll be off the rim. 37-34. Lady Knights looking to upend the number 1 seed in the state playoffs. Zaylee Chigley will get the steal, and onward we roll. Corner 3 will be off. Zachary Chigley will take care of the rebound. Zaylee is trapped, gets loose. Zachlin inside. Fortunately, Aaliyah Wolf is there to take care of things. Zachlin for 2 is good. Give the assist to Miss Wolf. And the rebound is going to result in a foul. 39-34. 6:56 left to play. Thomas Jefferson, the number 1 seed here in the playoffs, has not led in this ball game. They had an early tie in the first quarter. Robbinsville pulled ahead 8-2, and from there has led consistently in this ball game. And the first foul shot from Sarah Hargrove, no good. One for 2 trip to the line. That leaves Robbinsville with a 2-score lead. Bentley Riggins will shoot over, and too far over. Interception for Zaylee Chigley. Wolf for 3. It's off. Rebound by Zaylin Phillips. Chigley for 3. It's off. Foul's called on Bentley Riggins. Inbound will come from Savannah Way. Boys, it's tense here in the gym. Both sides pulling for their team. A couple hundred fans here. Not a packed gym like we thought there might be for the Sweet 16, but the ones that are here are dedicated to the cause. Foul is called. He goes against Bentley Riggins. That's 2 fouls for her in about a 10-second span. Abigail Hargrove makes her first. Abby Ware checks in as Bentley Riggins will check out. That one will drop in as well. 2-for-2 trip. Thomas Jefferson is cleaning up its foul routine here in the fourth quarter. Ball stripped away. Chickalilly tried to dump it off quick. Could not do so. 3 for 3. It's good. 42-37. Rebound for Zaylin Phillips. Foul called on, I believe that is Savannah Way. Inbounds it to Zaylin Phillips. Here comes Zachlin Chickalilly. Zachlin has 6 threes in this ball game, fans. We're going to make an educated guess and say that she is your leading scorer here tonight. Offensive charge called on Miss Chickalilly. So on we go. 5-point ball game. 5:39 and counting remaining here in the ball game. Yelton tries to get off a jumper. Interruption. Hands and face by Wolf. Good job. How about that defense? Lady Knights are all over the Gryphons. You got to love to see it if you're Robbinsville. And that's a hard spill by Chickalilly off the steal. 4 steals tonight for Zaylee Chickalilly. Wolf for 2 is off. Rebounded by Miss Jones, the point guard. Goes to the basket. Nothing doing. Put back by Yelton will result in a foul. First shot misses for Miss Yelton. Brooklyn Lester really arguing the foul call down here. Second one is off. Miss Wolf gets the rebound. Foul is called on Jones. Timeout is called by Robbinsville. We'll take it with them. 4:57 left to go here in the third round of the state playoffs. You are watching the third round of the state playoffs as the Lady Knights break their huddle and are heading back out on the floor with a 5-point lead. 4:57 left to play in this ball game. And it's been a doozy from the word go. We thank all of you for supporting our cause here tonight. We bring you exclusive third round coverage of the Lady Knights and the Lady Gryphons. Wolf for 3 is off again. Rebounded by Abby Ware, and a junk ball is called. It will be Gryphons basketball. 5 rebounds tonight for Abby Ware. Travel is called on Hannah Yelton, and you can see the disappointment awash on her face. Aaliyah Wolf's going to inbound it from Abby Ware and bring it up the floor. Robbinsville in the driver's seat, controlling its own destiny with 4.5 to play. Novi Dutcher back in the game for the Lady Knights. Giving Zaylee Chickalilly a breather. Three-pointer is off from Zachlin Chickalilly. Rebound is kicked out. Last touch by Miss Yelton. Novi Dutcher inside to Zaylin Phillips. Can't get a shot off. And now a junk ball is called. It should stay with Robbinsville, and it does. 4 minutes left to play. Timeout called by Thomas Jefferson. Full 60-second pause. And let's take it with them here on the Gramstar Sports Network. All right, fans, 4 minutes left to go. Robbinsville up by 5 as we're back with you live. Phillips to Riggin. That's blocked as she shoots it. Tipped, I should say. Zaylin Phillips goes in and gets the board and tries it and makes it. Robbinsville up by 7 here in the fourth quarter. Oh, baby. Zaylin Phillips falls to the floor. Abby Ware will end up taking the ball up the court. Overshoots the layup. Rebound is going to be eventually coughed up and spurts out. Way and Phillips battle for it. Way gets called for the foul. Phillips, in her only trip to the foul line tonight, was 1 for 2. Let's see if she can do the same thing here after she misses her first. And she misses it off the back of the rim. And it's a mess inside. Abby Ware gets it again. Abby Ware with 5 rebounds here in the fourth quarter alone. And a hard foul. Boy, Aaliyah Wolf hits the ground decisively. She's going to get up a little bit worse for the wear, but she looks to be okay. Refs are discussing that. That may be a flagrant. And they are not going to call a flagrant, does it look like. They're just going to call an inbound for Robbinsville. No flagrant is ring up. 3:15 to play. And that one coughed up out of bounds. Hannah Yelton will inbound it right next to head coach Brooklyn Lester right here below us. 3:10 to go. Thomas Jefferson down by 7. That feed inside to Abigail Hargrove, who makes 2. Brings Thomas Jefferson back to within 5. Lady Knights are in control. I'm going to eat some time off the clock. No shot clock here in North Carolina. Abby Ware drives in. Travel called. Oh, my. 2:17 to go. Zaylee Chickalilly will check back in after a much-needed breather. Leah Wolf will check out. Rebound again for Abby Ware. That's 6 here in the quarter. And the Lady Knights, needless to say, are not going to do anything too fancy here with the lead in less than 2 minutes to go over the number 1 seed in the West. Looks good pass. This foul finally called. Hannah Yelton has the foul. Zaylin Phillips, and you hear the Robbinsville crowd around us with a nice round of applause for Robbinsville's ball movement there. Timeout is called by Thomas Jefferson. Lady Knights are 133 away from upsetting the Lady Gryphons. Back live as Zaylen Phillips is set to shoot two. 133 to play. Phillips 1 for 4 from the foul line tonight. And make that 2 for 5. Thank you very much. Good to see that. Every bit of insurance is crucial right now if you're at Robbinsville. And make that 3 for 6. Good to see that. Looks like her free throw percentage goes from 25 to 50 on the evening. Robbinsville up by 7. And another offensive charge is called. And it looks like one of the referees overruled the other one there. Samara Jones will be shooting 2. And she'll make her first. Jacqueline Chickalilly with the rebound, 46-40. Buck 22 to go. Nobody's guarding Riggins. Nobody was guarding Bentley Riggins, and she made him pay. Ball goes out. .105 to go. Foul called. Robbinsville's going to go home with a few bumps and bruises, but maybe going home with an Elite 8 appearance in their back pocket. First one drops for Sarah Hargrove. 2 timeouts each left for the coaches on the floor. 1 of 2 trip again for Thomas Jefferson. Rebound completed by Zaylen Phillips. And Robbinsville will call one of them with 58 seconds to go and a 7-point lead. Inbound right below us as we're back live. Abby Ware is going to handle it. Paige Jones is trying to squeeze through. There she goes. As we resume play, Zaylee Chickalilly to Abby Ware. Phillips has it now back to Ware, and it's probably about foul time if you're Thomas Jefferson. Got to start fouling. And Savannah Way will commit the infraction with 40 seconds to play. Got to send Robbinsville to the line if you're Thomas Jefferson. Lady Gryphons are just trying to keep their season alive. As another timeout is called by the Lady Gryphons. That leaves 1 each on either side of the floor here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We're glad all of you have been able to join us here on Saturday night for the third round of state playoffs, and I want to thank all of you for your support throughout the year, despite everything, all the road bumps that we've hit this year. Lexi Anderson for being with us tonight to get photos for the Gramstar, and of course our photo hub, where all of you have supported us as well this year, buying pictures of your favorite athlete. Remember, we go back to 2023 on that site, so if you might have missed some events in the past, we don't delete anything, so it's still there. Go out and check it out. geosnapshot.com/Gramstar Sports. That's the place to be. Let's go back down to the floor as it's foul shot time for Miss Chickalilly. And the first one is in and out. On a 2 trip, perhaps, for Miss Chickalilly. And it's off. 40 seconds to go. Ball is coughed up. Gryphons are trying to do anything they can. Ball stripped by Zaylee Chickalilly. Dakla's got it. Zaylee will take it instead. And a push is called on Hannah Yelton. Robbinsville has just about got this one in the bag, fans. 48-41, 19 seconds left to play. You hear the crowd here on the visitor side coming to its feet. Can you believe it? Lady Knights have traveled twice in about a 3-day span. Covered about 700 miles in that span, and are just about to knock off the number 1 seed in the West. 0-for-2 trip for Phillips. Ware for 2. And we're just going to let the audience speak for itself. Emotional victory for the Robbinsville Lady Knights, who advanced to the Elite Eight of the 1A state playoffs. They upset the Thomas Jefferson Lady Gryphons 50-41 here tonight in the third round of the state playoffs. What an exciting victory, and we're glad we were able to bring it to you this afternoon here on the Graham Star Sports Network. We'll let you know about fourth round playoff coverage. Thank you down there, Casper. Appreciate it, buddy. keeping us in check always, of course. We'll let you know about fourth round playoff coverage as soon as we can on our social media. That, of course, is the Graham Star on Facebook, and, of course, our X account, or Kevin Hensley CNI on X as well. For Lexi Anderson doing her job on the floor, keeping pictures intact, I'm Kevin Hensley, wishing all of you a great rest of your Saturday evening. Pass complete first on to Isaac Collins. And that may be trouble. Tonight, 4-3, Lincoln Orr, she'll break away. And she'll slide in under. And speaking of Braden, we talked him into existence. He'll dump it off. He's not a good athlete.